When thinking about any Tom Clancy game, we always start off with a couple of things that you absolutely have to respect.
The Tom Clancy brand is an umbrella brand that's full of other games like Splinter, Rainbow, and Ghost Recon. This one is a new IP, but it embraces the same core values.
Plausibility, clear and present danger, and this peek behind how governments and geopolitics really work. There are no aliens, there are no dinosaurs. It's not completely out there.
Looking at just the general plausibility and authenticity. People, they don't expect there to be zombies coming down the streets or you to having ray gun weapons.
It's a techno thriller, it's set in the near future, it's grounded in reality, and it takes place in our real world. The biggest challenge in creating this new IP within the Clancy brand was probably finding our own niche, because it's kind of already been staked out by Rainbow, that's the counter-terrorist part, Ghost Recon, that's military special forces, and then Splinter Cell, which is the secret agent fantasy. We had to find a fourth avenue that was unique to us. So we went more with the type of civilian agent, sleeper cell type fantasy.
When we started looking into the universe and the backstory and what should we do, and like which Clancy universe should we be in, and then we stumbled upon and immediately fell super in love with the pandemic and the whole concept of the almost collapse of society.
In the world of The Division, we've really focused on New York, and that's for a good reason. That the pandemic starts around Black Friday. The virus outbreak that affects the city is something that's actually inspired by a simulation that the US government carried out in 2001 called Dark Winter. This is not completely out there. This is from the newspapers, the front pages of the newspapers of today.
The Division, these agents that are embedded and they have to fend for themselves. They don't have the support from a helicopter filled with perfect state-of-the-art guns that a normal elite unit would have. The Division agents have to be able to sort of make do with what they can find. That feeling of what if this happened, that clear and present danger that we see in the universe that we've created, because it's not that improbable.
Creating a Clancy game comes with a lot of expectations. It's an old franchise, it's a huge franchise.
So one of the first things we knew, and actually the whole kickoff for the entire project and the concept was that what if we could do a Clancy RPG?
This time, facing a challenge we haven't quite faced before, because we are an RPG and that's never been done before. And it's a type of open world game that Clancy games have never done before. So I think there are expectations both on the Clancy brand and on the genres that we're merging.
That, there's a lot of crazy in that, but immediately it became clear to us that one of the interesting things is the way that Clancy in the shooter space, where it had to a large degree existed, or almost exclusively, it's known as the thinking man shooter.
There has to be a certain responsibility that every dev team that works on Tom Clancy takes to respect those core values.
When we try to merge all these features and these genres and still want to make sure that it's in a Clancy setting, it's a lot of discussion, it's a lot of research and compromising, usually or obviously it's a game, so gameplay comes first, but we try to make sure that we stay as true as possible to the framework we have to follow.
Those really are the pillars that create this consistency, this promise that we make to players, that they'll be getting this sort of experience when they play a Tom Clancy titles.
Considering the fact that we've created a very truthful reconstruction or reproduction of New York, and they will notice the time we put into this and the amount of love that went into it. It's clear when you run down the streets that this is an extremely, it's a labor of love, but you can tell that people put a lot of time and effort into it, for sure.